Incident in San Fernando. When silence was louder than a gunshot. A sensational investigation by the Los Angeles Times. San Fernando, California. A quiet evening on October 12th in the residential neighborhood of Valley Vista was shattered by sounds more akin to warfare than to policing in an American suburb. 10 shots. 9 found their mark. The target was 17-year-old Elias Mendoza. He died on the spot, 3 steps from his own front porch, holding not a weapon, but a house key shaped like a tiny silver skateboard, a gift from his younger sister for his last birthday. A chronicle of disaster, second by second. According to police scanner data and neighbor testimonies, events unfolded with surreal speed. 21:47. An anonymous call to 911. A male voice, agitated, reports. At the corner of Magnolia and View, a guy in a blue hoodie is waving a gun, threatening passers-by. Seems high. 21:52. 2 patrol cars from the 4th Precinct arrive. In the first, Officers Rick DeSanto, 8 years on the force, and his partner, Officer Chen, 3 years. In the second, Sergeant Malden with a dash cam. 21:53. They see Elias. He is indeed in a blue hoodie, headphones in his ears. He was returning from a friend's house where they were working on a physics project. In his hand, not a gun. It was his new iPhone 14 Pro in a black case. He had just received a text from his mother. Dinner's on the table, don't be late. 21 hours, 54 minutes, and 3 seconds. With shouts of, "Police! Hands up." "Show me your hands." Officer DeSanto opens his cruiser door. Elias, hearing the shouts, spins around sharply. For Officer DeSanto, trained in active shooter situations, this movement, the sudden turn of the torso and the dark object in hand merged into a single image of lethal threat. 21 hours, 54 minutes, and 7 seconds to 21 hours, 54 minutes, and 12 seconds. 5 seconds. That's all the time that elapsed from the moment police arrived to the first shot. DeSanto emptied his entire magazine, 10 rounds. Sergeant Malden yells, "Stop!" But his voice is drowned out by the gunfire. Elias falls on the lawn in front of 2147, Magnolia Avenue. The bright blue fabric of his hoodie quickly darkens around his chest. What did the camera see? Shocking footage. Our journalists gained access to a transcript of the dashcam video from Sergeant Malden's car. The footage, which the department refused to release, paints a horrifying picture. Frame 1. Elias turns to face the officers. His face in the headlight shows not aggression, but confusion and fear. He begins to raise his hands. His left is empty. In his right, near his hip, a dark, elongated object is visible. Frame 2. DeSanto's hand is already up, pistol at eye level. Elias is just beginning to raise his hand with the phone higher. Frame 3. Muzzle flashes. Elias is thrown backward. The phone flies from his hand and shatters on the concrete sidewalk. The screen, spiderweb with cracks, glows for a moment frozen on his mother's text message. Frame 4. Silence. Smoke. The boy's body does not move. Only the wind rustles the magnolia leaves above him. A conspiracy of silence or a systemic failure? The San Fernando Police Department's initial statement was brief. Officers responded to a call about an active shooter. Upon contact, the subject ignored repeated commands and made a threatening movement, simulating aiming. Lethal force was employed to neutralize the threat. An item resembling a firearm was recovered at the scene. But the item was a phone. And ignored commands? Audio analysis experts, we consulted, note that less than 3 seconds passed between DeSanto's first shout and the first shot. It is physiologically impossible to fully process a command, react, and raise one's hands in such a short time, especially when caught by surprise. This is a classic case of action bias, comments doctors. Emily Warren, a psychologist specializing in special forces training, an officer programmed for the fastest possible response in a weapon situation, perceives any uncertainty as a lethal threat. Their brain, under high stress, completes the picture, fitting it to the worst-case scenario. A gun instead of a phone. Hostility instead of fear. Here, the training system killed before the shot was even fired. The cost of a mistake. A world split in two. On one side, the Mendoza family. Father Carlos, a handyman who built this house with his own hands. Mother Isabel, a teacher at the local school. Sister Sophia, 12, who is now afraid of police cars. On the other, Officer Rick DeSanto. His personnel file contains 3 commendations for saving lives and 6 complaints of excessive force, all previously deemed unfounded. He is currently suspended with pay. His attorney claims he acted in accordance with protocol to protect himself and the residents. This is a tragedy, but the blame lies with those who make false reports and a system that fails to provide officers with better weapon recognition technology. But the technology was there. Malden's dash cam recorded everything. No one simply gave DeSanto those few critical seconds to process the information. The streets of San Fernando today are a battleground. On the lawn of 2147 Magnolia, an impromptu memorial. Candles, stuffed animals, chalk messages spelling "Y" on the precinct fence blue ribbons in support of the police. Two worlds divided by a barricade of distrust and grief. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office is conducting the investigation. The case promises to be the most high-profile since Ferguson and Minneapolis. The question all of America is asking: if saving an officer's life requires killing an innocent child with a phone in his hand, what are we really trying to save? The rule of law, or an illusion of safety paid for with our children's blood?